borrowers will say, I don't need to fill this form because I've already provided this information to my loan representative. Or they'll say, do I need to fill this form out? As a skilled loan signing professional, you must politely advise the borrowers with authority that this form must be filled out by them. This document is coming back blank. It's kind of a common gripe that many of my loan processor clients have complained about. This document is required for their files, and it holds up the loan process if they don't have this form filled out. You may occasionally run across a borrower who insists that they will not fill this form out because they do not wish to relinquish this information in front of a notary who they don't know. If this is the case, please follow the following appropriate steps. 1. Have them call their loan representative, and if they're unable to reach the loan representative, they must leave a message expressing their concerns to their agent. 2. Advise them that this form will be a requirement and there is an additional copy in their set of the borrower's copies. And 3. Prepare them to make arrangements to send this form directly to their loan representative following the closing. Documents to notarize. Please do not just place your stamp on any document. It is very important that you, as a notary, are familiar with the notary verbiage and recognize notary language. Notary language is special to notaries because it's like the code language, if you will, that screams, place your notary stamp here. If you do not recognize this language, it becomes quite evident that you've never notarized before. I can't tell you how many new notaries have fooled people into believing that they're experienced notary so that they can receive a signing appointment. Because I guess most companies, especially ours, requires the notaries have 2 years of experience. So I've seen new notaries tell small lies so they can receive orders and gain experience. They figure they will feel their way through the signing, then the client receives docs back, and the notary has stamps on every single page. This will make you look like a complete rookie. In the next section, we will discuss the 2 forms of code verbiage that signals a document as a document that requires notarization. Every state has verbiage that varies slightly, but the code remains the same. Notaries are to stamp documents that have jurat or acknowledgement language. So now that we've discussed distinguishing between jurats and acknowledgments, let's cover how to fill this section out flawlessly. The first thing you'll need to do is enter the state. If the property is in another state and it's pre-printed with the wrong state, you may line out the state, initial it, and correct the state. Next, you will enter the county. The same rule applies. If you need to correct this section to the county in which you are notarizing, you can certainly do so. Jurat verbiage is easily identified by the subscribed and sworn verbiage, and the section reads, subscribed and sworn or affirmed before me this 17th day of June 2013 by, this is where you clearly print the borrower's name. Remember, the spelling must be correct. Jane Doe, who proved to me on the basis of satisfactory evidence to be the person who appeared before me. You will then sign your name and clearly affix your notary seal in the space allotted. Remember, your stamp should be neatly placed and should not cover any wording on the form. You will easily identify acknowledgement wording by the word acknowledged that appears in the notary language. So to execute an acknowledgement section properly, you first enter the state and county in which you are notarizing. Remember, you may correct this section if needed. And the document reads, on June 17th, 2013, before me, John Q. Public, Notary Public. Remember, you will need to enter your title here. Personally appeared the borrower, Jane Doe. Remember to make sure the names are spelled correctly. Who proved to me on the basis of satisfactory evidence to be the person whose name is subscribed to the within instrument and acknowledged to me that she executed the same in her authorized capacity, and that by her signature on the instrument, the person or entity upon behalf of the person acted, executed the instrument. You will then sign your name and clearly affix your notary seal in the same space allotted. California acknowledgments are slightly different, as they include an additional set of verbiage that says, I declare under penalty of perjury and the laws of the state of California that the foregoing paragraph is true and correct. Save yourself tons of stress and heartache by being a defensive player in the signing process. This means that you have to have your eyes wide open to all aspects of your job. And remember that no balls should get past you as the notary. A part of you has to be non-biased about the details of the loan product. However, it is still crucial that you have an open mind to double and triple checking your work, and not only yourself, of other parties involved in producing the loan documents. You will be having borrowers sign their names exactly as they're printed, but remember, playing defensively will save your valuable time and will make sure that everyone's hard work and effort is not in vain. Once you receive documents and before printing, you should make sure this borrower's names are spelled correctly and double check to ensure the address on the loan documents is correct. If this information is not correct, you can reach out to your hiring personnel so they can communicate with all parties who produce the documents and decide if they can have the borrower correct and initial the documents, or decide if a new set of documents should be produced. You should also check the date of the documents. Most states require documents to be signed the date of the documents. These are considered wet states. There are a few states that are not considered wet, and documents may be signed after, never before, the date of the documents. We've included a list below, but you should always reach out to your hiring personnel to double check the date sensitivity of the documents if you notice the date of the documents is different than the signing date was requested for. There are certain document must-haves. I've experienced countless situations where notaries do not have the entire package of documents signed. The reasons are numerous. Perhaps the loan representative or escrow party did not send a full package. Perhaps the printer stopped printing mid-package. Perhaps a complete PDF file did not transfer appropriately. Whatever the reasons may be, ultimately, the result is a costly, time-sensitive situation that can financially hurt a borrower, loan representative, escrow, or signing company. You, as the notary, should align yourself strategically and defensively to support your entire customer chain. Most full sets of loan documents are between 120 and maybe 175 pages. That's on the larger side. But anything smaller than this should be a red flag indicator that you may be missing some documents. You need to have a mental checklist of the documents that you are awaiting from your clients. This checklist includes lender documents, escrow documents, and return shipping information. Now, we've provided a screenshot of how these documents will look on our website. But for the lender documents, just take note that this is a large package that's generally between maybe 89 to 120 pages. This document set includes the bulk of your notarial acts. A major document to look for in this set is the note. The note is as mentioned previously, the note is among the most important documents because without this document, there is no loan. Another important set of documents are the escrow documents. This package is usually between 15 and 40 pages. There may or may not be documents in this package that require notarizations, but a lot of times there is a grant deed or a quitclaim deed in this package. A settlement statement is also the document found in this set of loan documents. Finally, you need to look out for return shipping info. Many lenders and escrow companies will include a return shipping label with the doc package. If you do not receive a return shipping label or any return shipping info with the loan documents, you should follow up and request this info. It's best to request this information as early as possible, so that you do not delay documents. A good habit is to check with your clients to confirm how they send their docs, so you know how to expect them. Will they be emailed to you? Are they password protected? Will they upload documents to their secure site? If so, do you know how to access this? These questions help you to be a proactive notary. The truth is, oftentimes documents are late, and the last thing you want to do is receive a short pass and then find yourself in a stressed, rushed situation. This creates that same domino effect that we spoke about before that will sabotage the signing experience for both you and the borrower. Printing is a major aspect of your notary signing business. Invest in a good printer. Dual paper tray printer with the ability to print to automatically between legal and letter size paper is ideal. Now, if you've already spent money and you did not invest in a dual paper tray printer, I will also recommend the page sorter program that we talked about earlier, where that program will help you decide which pages need to be printed on legal and which pages need to be printed on letter size paper. The point is, deliver a good product, and printing is part of the product that you are delivering. Another suggestion is for you to find a local print shop to help work with you. This will help you if your loan documents arrive late. If your loan documents are late and you need help getting your print job done, you can call your local FedEx Kinko's or a local print shop and talk to them and see if they can print that package for you. Now, if you do document printing at a FedEx Kinko's, make sure that you specify black and white. It's about 9 or 10 cents a page. If you've got 100 pages, it could come out to about $10. This $10 to invest to print your documents, trust me, can save you a lot of stress and a lot of running back and forth. Let's say if your documents arrive late and you would have needed to go back to your home, find a local print shop. Another suggestion that I have is for you to print extra copies of the deed and the right to cancel. These are both crucial documents that must be executed with perfection, and it's a good habit to print out a couple extra copies of these documents so that if you're at the signing table and let's say the borrowers make a mistake and they undersign or they oversign and you need them to re-execute, then if you have an extra copy, it'll be as simple as, okay, well here, just change out the page. Always check your documents. In this industry, everyone is moving so fast, and you have to quality check not only your own work, but you have to quality check the work of others. Do you have loan documents? Do you have escrow documents? Do you have return information? Are the borrower's names spelled correctly? These are important questions to ask yourself while you are printing documents. I've had a few notaries who are really good defensive players who found before printing documents that, hey, these borrowers' names are misspelled. Good point. It was like a good save where they didn't have to waste a lot of money printing documents only to realize that the documents were not going to be valid. So keep your eyes open, stay strategic, and make sure that you do a good job printing documents. Every trade has tools for success, and the signing trade is no exception to that rule. So we've gathered some tools that it is critical for you to have as a notary public. It'll just help make your life a lot easier and keep you prepared. So first off, having extra all-purpose acknowledgments and jurats on file is very critical. You never know what can happen. Maybe the notary section is flawed for some reason. Maybe the verbiage is outdated. Maybe you walk into a second part of a split signing situation, and it's critical for you to have extra all-purpose acknowledgments and jurats. Extra pens is also essential. Believe it or not, I had a loan signing that ended up getting rescheduled. It cost the homeowners hundreds of dollars because of the taxes that were involved. All because they didn't have an ink pen. Can you believe it? The notary showed up, they had one pen, that pen ran out of ink, and the entire signing had to be delayed. I think it was in a really remote location, and the stores were closed, and no one had a pen. Paper clips, if a check is collected. Sometimes borrowers will have checks that need to be returned with the loan documents. Notary throws it in with the package. If a lender is not expecting that check, there is a really high possibility that they can throw the check away with the FedEx package. One way to avoid this is to make sure that you have paper clips available. I've had some notaries use a rubber band. Just make sure that you have some kind of a way to bind that check to the documents. Detailed notes from signing. Some notaries may keep a memo pad. I personally like to keep the application. There's a memo notepad application on my smartphone. Whatever your system is, just make sure that you keep detailed notes from the signing. Extra return envelopes and shipping labels for major couriers. That goes without saying. Sometimes you'll find that maybe a Dropbox may not have any extra shipping labels. You don't want to be in a position where your package is delayed because you didn't have the right tools for success. And also, a really good investment is to create a courier account. You can reach out to your local FedEx, maybe Golden State Overnight if you're in California. I believe they offer that service. UPS. And let them know that you're a signing agent, you send out X number of packages, and you can negotiate yourself a deal. Now, why do you want to have a courier account? Let's say you make a mistake and you are the one that's responsible to pay the shipping expense. If you have a one-time shipping expense, it can run you anywhere between $15 and $60 for that overnight expense. If you have a courier account and you work out an arrangement with your lender, with your courier, that could run you maybe $10. Now, $10 compared to 60, big, huge difference. Make sure that you have a courier account available. Avoid costly shipping nightmares. Sometimes a signing can go so smoothly, only for things to get completely messed up at the finish line. Anytime I've encountered a shipping fiasco, I think about the movie Castaway. In this movie, a FedEx plane went down, and so did all of those packages. Can you imagine if you had an important package that needed to be overnighted, and it was lost in that situation? If a package is not scanned back to the hands of the client, this can create a serious, time-sensitive, costly situation for the borrowers and lender representatives. This also jeopardizes the credibility of you as a notary. Don't risk carrying the responsibility of a lost package. I've developed a system to help you avoid costly shipping nightmares. Knowledge is power, and the more you know, the better prepared you will be in times of disaster. The better prepared you are, the stronger support you'll be able to provide to your client chain. So first off, to avoid shipping nightmares, keep records. Whether it's a physical notepad, a notepad application on your smartphone, you should always detail the time and location of when you drop a package. If you can, obtain a receipt if possible when you drop those documents. Take pictures. Another healthy habit is to take a photo of yourself dropping docs at a Dropbox. This helps secure yourself if FedEx loses your docs, and they do. Sometimes packages have been found stuffed down at the bottom of a drop box. If the FedEx driver is moving too fast, there is a possibility that they may not pick up your package or scan it in. So protect yourself by taking pictures. Know the times of drop boxes that are near you. Utilize the benefits of technology. There is an app for almost everything. You should take a moment to download an app to your smartphone that will tell you the pickup times of courier drop locations near you. If you don't have a smartphone, that's okay. Just do your homework ahead of time and keep a list of locations and times. Finally, track your packages. This is a proactive habit that will help put you ahead of the game. If you notice that your package is not tracking ahead of time, this may motivate you to call or stop by that location to make sure that everything continues to flow according to plan. Believe it or not, I have had some packages where a notary hands a package to a clerk, and that clerk sets that package down on the counter and it never gets scanned in. Be proactive. Make sure that these kinds of things don't happen to you by staying on top of the game and avoiding costly shipping nightmares.
Thank you for making the investment in your signing career by listening to this program with mortgage signing expert Stefan Ballesteros. We encourage you to review this information at any time to sharpen your skills. For additional tools and information, please visit our website www.loan-closers.com.